Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and today I'm here to do my July wrap up. I took a little bit of a hiatus. I explained that more in a couple of my other videos that I've already filmed, but this one's going up first. But I have to do this pretty quickly, so we're just going to jump in. In the month of July, I read 9 books. 3 of those books are for my daughter, so those will not be counted in my star ratings for the month. Also, one of those books was a reread. And then I had 2 DNFs. I actually didn't read about half the month, so that's pretty good numbers. Of the 9 books, 6 were physical and 3 were ebooks, which the 3 ebooks were graphic novels. I have found that I really like to read graphic novels by ebook. I read a total of 2,287 pages. If you can hear planes in the background, I apologize. Sometimes they get kind of loud and I don't always catch them. Of the 9 books, 6 were middle grade, 1 was YA, and 2 were adult. Star ratings. I had 1 5-star, yay, 2 4-stars, 2 3-stars, and 1 2-star, and then again 3 not rated for the ones that I read to my daughter, and that gave me an overall 3.67 stars for the month, which isn't too bad for having some DNFs and such. So let's just go over the books that I did read. Like I said, 3 of them were ebooks and graphic novels, and that was books 4, 5, and 6 in the Click graphic novel series that I've been reading, and now I am all caught up and ready for the 7th book to come out, so I'm really excited about that. As far as the ratings for those, it's generally a 3 to 4 star range for all of these. Clash was 4 stars, Crunch 3.5 stars, and Break 3 stars. I really hope the next one is a little bit better so that it doesn't continue to go downhill. All right, on to the novels. First off, the 2 that I DNF'd. Unfortunately, I DNF'd Ready or Not. I was really looking forward to this because people seem to really love this one. But right off the bat, I wasn't really jiving with the writing style and I couldn't really connect with our main character. This is about a woman who had a one-night stand with a bartender and then got pregnant. Like, she didn't even really know this guy at all. So then she had to go tell him that, hey, I'm pregnant and the baby's yours, but he actually has a girlfriend. Granted, he was not with her at the time that they were together. It's kind of like an on again, off again situation. And so then he's on again with his girlfriend when this book starts out. I just had a really hard time connecting with this 30-something-year-old woman who it was the end of the world that she got pregnant after she had a one-night stand, because if you're going to do the deed, the chances are there. Granted, they took precautions, but you know, it was like a very big life-altering happenstance and she wasn't overly thrilled about it. That's hard for me because I've always wanted to be a mom. But anyways, I did really love her best friend's brother. The banter between the 2 of them was great. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure if they end up together or not because I didn't finish the book. There were also just a few things within the book that were kind of jarring and I didn't agree with. And so by the time I got to about the middle, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm done with the book and probably this author as well. So unfortunately, I will be passing this one on. The other book that I DNF'd was Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. I read The Love Hypothesis by her and it was okay. I thought it was good and everything, but I haven't desired to read anymore. I jumped on a train of passing this book along where everybody reads it and tabs it or annotates it and would pass it on. And I thought I would try it. And unfortunately, I don't think this one's for me. And I'm not sure that Allie Hazelwood is for me. Sorry for the light changing. It's my computer screen. So I'm going to pass this one on. I may try another Allie Hazelwood book in the future, but I've heard this one is a bit polarizing. So I'm not going to let this one be my decision maker. On to the 3 books that I did finish. Next is my reread. That is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is the first in a trilogy plus I think there's like a novella. And I read the first 2 books years ago. So I'm trying to reread and then finish the series. This is about a girl who does like a senior capstone project on the murder of a teenager a few years back. And she kind of joins forces with the supposed murderer's brother. They're kind of like researching and finding more details, and then somebody knows that she knows and they don't want her to tell. Honestly, I really enjoy reading this book, but I've read it twice and I still can't like tell you the details. Like, it just doesn't stick in my brain. So I am going to finish the series, but it's probably not one I'm going to keep on my shelves. But I did rate this one 4 stars this time, and I can't recall if I rated it 4 or 5 stars last time. It might have been like a 4.5, but this time is a solid 4 stars. The next book that I read was my 5-star read, The Women by Kristen Hanna. Guys, this book was so good. It is very intense because this is about a girl who signs up with the army to go be a nurse in the Vietnam War. She goes, she serves, and then she comes home, and it's just about her life afterwards. And this was just so good. Like, I knew things about the Vietnam War, but I didn't know all the things, obviously. This really just hit home to like how bad it was. Also, because my husband is in the Air Force, granted, it's nothing like this, and it's not the army, and he does different things, but those are hard instances to imagine for our own lives. So anyways, I loved this. I read this for my crochet book club, in which every month we pick a book and read it, and then we create a square to go along with it. All right, so I have my square in here somewhere. I have to find it. This is my square. We actually picked out a pattern that was a hazard symbol, but then we did our own modifications to make it look like helicopter blades. I did 4. I have a friend who did 6 blades, and this goes along with the book. That was actually just our first book and square, and then we are going to make a blanket, or I might actually make a cardigan. We'll see. And the last book that I completed in July was With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. This was my very first Riley Sager book. I read it for the Sleep When I'm Dead book club, and I was pretty disappointed. Like, Riley Sager is a well-loved author. I know some of his books can be hit or miss, and I know that people weren't loving this one, but I really did expect to like it a little bit more than I really did. I kind of just thought this was boring. I don't know if that's the old mystery style that he was trying to emulate. This is kind of like a retelling of Agatha Christie novels. I think there's 2 of them that are kind of combined in here. I also, after watching the discussion with the Sleep When I'm Dead book club, thinking that I'm not a locked room mystery reader. You know, one of the girls mentioned how they didn't like a lot of these other novels because they're also locked room mysteries. And I'm like, I didn't really like those either. So maybe that's just a trope that I don't like. I don't know. This is about a woman who's pretty much seeking revenge. She collects a few people on this empty train to teach them a lesson, and then people start dying. I didn't like it. I don't know. 2.5 stars. But I am not going to let this deter me. I do have a couple other books by him on my shelves that I want to read. One of them also is one that people don't tend to like, but that's okay. And I'm going to give him some more chances, probably more than one. But anyways, those are all the books that I read. I am going to remember to put in some books here so that you can see what I read to my daughter this month as well. One of those was for school and the rest were for bedtime reading. And so yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.